This one stock can change early buyers' lives. This is not financial advice, but my research suggests you would do well to buy as much as possible before November 12th. The stock I'm talking about is GLD. So there's different ways to buy gold. I think this ETF, GLD, is a clear-cut way to do it. There's a lot of uncertainty as to if gold is a safe haven, if it's not. Of course, every boomer says it is, and everyone who made money with Bitcoin says Bitcoin is the new gold. Let's talk about different periods when gold was a safe haven, some periods where it actually was not, so we can decide, you can decide, if it in fact is a good idea to buy right now. This is not financial advice. Here we go.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 So here's a little info about gold right now. It's near record highs. We'll talk about some different times when it did well. But this is what it looks like on a chart. Like the chart, a picture is a million words or whatever the story is. Look at how this thing went sideways, blew up, and then came back a little bit. This is where, all these people, magazines, etc. are saying, like, buy gold, buy gold. Gold is going up a lot. It's like, well, this is when you want to buy gold, right? But there's a second chance opportunity. Gold has started to stabilize. Buying it here was not a good idea, right? They took another leg down, but now it's gone sideways for 2 weeks now, pretty much, a little before Halloween. 10 days. So pretty interesting opportunity here. Another way to look at it is through this gold miner KGC. And of course, they've had good earnings. This earnings was good too. NEM, AEM. So as these hold up, I think gold is the simplest way to look at what we're talking about here. You have a lot of tight days. You can buy. You don't have the risk of like, oh, I'm buying a biotech. I hope the FDA doesn't come out and say their trial needed a control group, like what happened with QURE and then it dropped a bunch. I hope, whatever, Novo Nordisk doesn't, decide they don't want us representing their brand. Boom, drop on HIMS. And then, you don't have to worry about some earnings overhang like AMSC going from, what is this, 30% down or something crazy? 39% down, something like that. It's gold, right? It's like a future, it is actually a future, but you don't have to buy the future. You can look at silver as well, it's very similar. I think there's other ones as well, palladium, that maybe are a little bit more volatile. I'm not going to go into, mercury or whatever this is, copper. It's not mercury. So this is the ticker that I think is the simplest way to look at gold right now. I don't trade futures. That's why I'm a little, negative on all those different variants of ways to trade safe havens. Gold, I think, is the best way to trade a safe haven. So why don't we talk a little bit about, I think this is important, is it actually a safe haven? Because there's been endless sort of conversation about that. And I think the best way is just to literally look at the chart. I mean, BTC, Bitcoin is not a safe haven right now, right? I mean, Bitcoin is falling as the market is falling. Meanwhile, as the market is falling, gold is starting to stabilize. So it obviously looks like a safe haven right now. But if we pull out to a 30-year chart, or that's crazy, maybe a 20-year chart. So 20 years is a little after 2001, right? So definitely had a move up in 2008, right? So definitely a safe haven during the Great Recession. And then interestingly, in COVID times, not really totally the same deal, right? I mean, I guess it did actually go up in COVID times. What am I talking about? Certainly looks like it went up as a safe haven in COVID times. This is a quarterly chart, so this is COVID right here. In the last part of COVID, so 2020, we can debate as to when COVID was exactly. It seems like forever ago, but I think the vaccine rollout was like late 2020, right? So actually, it did kind of go sideways, even as it seemed like, this thing just got COVID was even scarier, right? So this is kind of what people talk about, I think, when they say gold was not a safe haven during COVID. It's like, it just went sideways. It didn't keep going up. I mean, we can look at Bitcoin as well during that time. But 2020 for Bitcoin was euphoric in the first quarter. All 2020 was euphoric. And then the second quarter went down. So we can compare that over here in 2020. I know it seems like forever ago to talk about 2020, but here was the first quarter. Yeah, so gold actually went down a little bit for Bitcoin, but pretty similar, honestly. I think this safe haven time here is the most obvious. People bought gold during the Great Recession. And then as for some other recent times, just to make sure we understand what the heck we're talking about. So here's COVID times. This is what Anthropic's saying anyway, which is coming from Seeking Alpha. Gold did not consistently provide a hedge in 2020 because the market recovered, so people didn't use gold. All right, so maybe that's a terrible example, actually. Given, the market, we printed a bunch of money, so that could be an angle as well. Somebody who knows a lot about this is going to chime in, I'm sure, in the comments and just absolutely roast me. But hopefully it's in a good way. I don't think Bitcoin is a good safe haven right now. And I think a lot of people are really worried about Bitcoin. So I can definitely talk about right now with some certainty because we just saw, and this is crazy actually, this was the liquidation day on Bitcoin, right? The day of the Trump-Xi tensions. So pretty gnarly, but not crazy. I mean, if we look at, they weren't buying Bitcoin. The people who got liquidated on Bitcoin were not buying IBIT. I mean, they were buying actual Bitcoin, like perpetual futures or whatever on exchanges. So this thing went, it's down, like it's definitely down 4% or maybe 5%, depending on how you measure it. But it's not a crazy day. Like if we look over here or wherever, over, this day is bad, but it's just recently we've gone down even more than that. It's taken longer, but it just seems insane that this caused so many liquidations and so many people to get out of Bitcoin. So I'm going to stop jabbering, but the point is Bitcoin's not a safe haven right now. Gold is a safe haven. Even if these speculators come back in to buy Bitcoin, they're probably just going to sell because they have PTSD from it dropping so much. So I don't think it's worth buying right now. Gold's the idea, GLD. If you like these ideas, hit that like button. I'll try to make them a little more cogent. If you want a free course on how to buy stocks before they go up, subscribe and I'll put that in the YouTube post. And if you want one-on-one help, not super scatterbrained like this, but we did verify that actually Bitcoin and gold both were sort of equally safe havens or not during COVID. So can't trust Anthropic, Claude, ChatGPT with everything. You have to actually look at the chart. Head over to stockscommunity.com and we can help you with your portfolio. We being me and whoever else wants to chime in. All right, see you in the next one.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 This is Sam Putnam.